Our day 27 started early because by sunrise, we wanted to reach one of the most famous stops on the Camino, Cruz de Ferro, the Iron Cross. It's an altar on top of the highest point on this mountain pass. Beneath it is a mound of stones, many of which were carried here by pilgrims, including Peter.
Part of the journey is you bring stones, which represent like your weight and your burden, and then here at the Iron Cross, you leave them behind.
Leaving your stone can be a very personal experience. However, this is such a popular stop for pilgrims. A line often forms to take pictures, capturing an iconic Camino symbol of shedding what you no longer need. I later learned that the original Iron Cross is now living in a museum in Astorga, the town where I recently shed plenty of what I no longer need. You've been carrying all those rocks?
They've been in my pack.
Each one carefully chosen for a friend or family member.
They've been in there so long that they've rubbed together and created rock dust. So some people bring them from home, some people pick them up along the way, and this is kind of a combination and just kind of carried them along with us, so now we get to finally drop it off.
Yeah, let's walk up to the base and then just like we can give them a little toss. We can set them free.
So we brought rocks up, and I felt like I didn't want to let them go. And it's like, oh, these are our burdens that we carry.
What are you thinking?
Sometimes we're attached to the we carry around with us.
You don't want to leave it?
It might feel better to take them with us to the end and throw them in the ocean.
So we're going to keep the rocks.
Keep the rocks.
Peter's going to keep the rocks.
Keep them to the end.
You're carrying them all the way.
Throw them in the sea. That way they're not here for someone else to pick up.
So once we got up here and started getting footage, I think the weight of these rocks was felt a little bit more. We saw one of our friends, he's from New Mexico, like me, and he had said that a few days ago that a friend of his was killed in a car accident. So he picked up a rock and carried that for his friend. And so I thought about how heavy that was for him in getting here and leaving the rock here, and how emotional it was for him, and then wondering what else all of these other pilgrims are carrying and leaving here. Near the Iron Cross, nestled into the trees, is a small chapel dedicated to St. James. It was built in our birth year, 1982. It's here where we rested on its porch. Would you tell me about the flowers you saw yesterday?
Yeah, there was a few of these flowers, and it looked like someone had dropped petals or dropped flowers along the trail. There were only a couple. And then we get up here, and this field is blanketed with them. I haven't seen anything like it. They just grow straight out of the ground, and
almost like a lotus. Comes from the dirt, comes from the mud, and it rises above to be that beautiful petal. So Peter had the analysis that it's kind of similar to what we're seeing, like rising above the burdens and the challenges and the mud to blossom.
Yeah, I said all those things.
You said all those things. Good job. It already felt like a full day, but we still had a long way to walk. We'll cover 13 and a half miles. For the next 2 of those, Peter is carrying extra clothing. Peter found somebody's jacket, so he's carrying it to the next spot to see if somebody forgot it. The majority of the day was all downhill, and the footing was often tricky, so it was safer to stop to admire our surroundings.
And just lots and lots of beautiful views.
The peace and tranquility felt from these mountains made us want to stay a while.
This will be our spot over here. It's already been leveled out.
Just live there.
Yeah. Retreat center.
We'll invite you, though.
Everyone's invited. It's just super beautiful.
The most beautiful.